Cheese tastings allow shoppers to try cheese they might not choose on their own. Talk with your store's deli or prepared foods manager to decide on the cheese to use for the tasting, any accompanying foods you'll provide in the tasting, and how to best merchandise the cheese used in the tasting. Setup. Black Star with 8 points cut cheeses into small cubes, wedges or slivers. Black Star with 8 points create stations for each cheese being tasted by arranging the samples around ready-to-purchase blocks of that cheese so customers may purchase cheeses they like after the tasting. Black Star with 8 points include napkins, toothpicks, and any chosen food accompaniments at each station. Tasting steps. Black Star with 8 points provide participants with the cheese tasting handouts and a pen or pencil. Black Star with 8 points have someone, you or your cheese manager, instruct participants on how to taste the different cheese samples and answer any questions they may have. Black Star with 8 points after successfully tasting one cheese, have participants move to the remaining stations to complete the tastings. It's best to have participants begin with the mildest cheese and progress to the strongest. Supplies list. Black Star with 8 points 3 to 4 different varieties of cheese cut into small pieces. You can hold region-specific events using cheese from a certain area, French, Italian, Spanish, American, etc. Tastings based on cheese types, soft, hardy, or any cheese you wish to promote. Visit the Old Ways Cheese Coalition. www.oldwayskies.org for information on different types of cheese. Black Star with 8 points toothpicks and napkins. Black Star with 8 points bread, crackers, olives, fruit, cured meats, or chutneys to accentuate the flavors of the cheese and sell more. Optional. Black Star with 8 points cheese tasting handout. Print enough for each anticipated participant. Black Star with 8 points pens or pencils for participants to take notes about the cheese they sample. Shopping and tasting the Mediterranean diet. Cheese tasting. Age is something that doesn't matter, unless you are a cheese. Billy Burke. Leader Guide. Questions. Comments. Kelly Toops, MLA, Road, LDN. 617-896-4884. Kelly at oldwaysp.org. www.oldwaysp.org. Celebrate the Mediterranean diet. Cheese tasting. Have you ever paused in front of the cheese case in our store and wondered how all interesting cheese tastes like? Here's your chance to find out. As our guest, please join us for a free cheese tasting. On. At. Date. Time. Add store logo here. Learn more about the healthy and delicious Mediterranean diet from Old Ways at www.oldwaysp.org. Handout. Shopping and tasting the Mediterranean diet. Cheese tasting. Age is something that doesn't matter, unless you are a cheese. Billy Burke. Cheese 101. A great French poet once wrote, "So many cheeses, so little time." With at least 1,000 varieties, France alone has hundreds. The best way to discover your favorite cheese is to taste all different kinds. Each has its own characteristic flavor and texture. Cheese is classified in many ways, by the process or recipe used to make it, the type of milk used, the texture, or the appearance of its rind. Visit www.oldwayscheese.org to learn about cheese. Become a cheese whiz. Black Star with 8 points cheese is usually made from the milk of cows, goats, and sheep, or any combination of these. Black Star with 8 points. Most cheese becomes more flavorful as it ages. Black Star with 8 points cheese is best stored in the refrigerator, as close to the bottom as possible. The vegetable drawer is ideal. Black Star with 8 points. The harder the cheese, the longer it will stay fresh. Still, it's wise to buy smaller pieces you can eat sooner. With all cheese, Black Star with 8 points. Do not freeze cheese, it affects texture and flavor. Black Star with 8 points. Bring cheese to room temperature before serving, to experience the best flavor. Remove soft cheese 20 minutes beforehand and hard cheese 60 minutes ahead of time. Black Star with 8 points. When using cheese in recipes, it should be incorporated towards the end of the cooking time when possible. Black Star with 8 points. Bread, crackers, olives, cured meats, fruit, nuts, chutneys, and wine pair well with cheese and make good accompaniments on cheese plates and at cheese tastings. Q. How should cheese be stored in the refrigerator to make it last the longest? A. Uncovered on a plate. B. Unwrapped in an airtight container. C. In wax paper or parchment paper. D. In aluminum foil. O. If you picked C, you're correct. Cheese is a living food with enzymes and good bacteria that need to breathe, so wrapping it loosely in wax paper or parchment, then in plastic wrap, is best. Very strong cheese should then be placed in an airtight container so its aroma won't affect nearby foods. Change the paper on your cheese every few days or simply eat it up quickly. Handout. Shopping and tasting the Mediterranean diet. Cheese tasting. Age is something that doesn't matter, unless you are a cheese. Billy Burke. Notes. Cheese hash 1. Cheese hash 2. Cheese hash 3. Cheese hash 4. Tasting cheese of all kinds, hard or soft, Italian, French, or American, raw milk or pasteurized, is the best way to experience the many, amazing flavors of different cheeses and to discover your favorites. It's recommended to try no more than 4 different cheese varieties during a tasting. There are a few important things to note when trying new cheese. Appearance. Look at the cheese. What's your first impression before tasting it? Aroma. Smell and note the aromas. Later, reflect on whether the taste reflected your initial smell or whether the taste was surprising based on the smell. Texture. How does the cheese feel in your mouth as you chew it? Flavor. What are the specific tastes you notice? Earthy, buttery, sharp, caramel-like. Nutty, milky, peppery, herbal, tart, pungent, grassy, smoky. Finish. Notice the flavors that remain after tasting. Are they different than the initial flavors? What do you think about the cheese overall? Do you like it? Pairing. If there are other foods available to eat with the cheese, note how the flavor of each cheese changes as it's paired with foods. As you taste each cheese, make notes below, so you can remember your favorites, that you'd like to eat again soon or take home today.